Welcome one and all to another Ramble demo video. So I've been busy trying to get the new art video out of the way, but then life got in the way. So this video may come a bit late, aka pretty sure after the game comes out. But either way, I'm making the video because I wanna. So there. Anywho, so what game is it this time? The title will probably tell you everything. But yes, the topic of this new goodness gracious, of this new demo video game is Theatrhythm. Theatrhythm, yeah. Final bar line, basically. So just to cut things a little bit nice, snippy, short. The rundown of this video will be 1. A general overview of the game and its predecessors. 2. My playthrough of the demo. 3. What I'm excited for, what surprised me, maybe new mechanics, all that jazz. And 4. A roundup and why, if you're on the fence about it, you should try it out, and my personal feels for the game. And yeah, alright, well, with that said, let's get into this demo. Now, you may be asking, what's the game already? You know what? I got you. The game Theatrhythm Final Bar Line is the, I believe, 3rd or 4th game into the Theatrhythm series. Just to let you guys know, it's a game made by Square Enix, and it's a rhythm game. The series itself is the dream of any Final Fantasy player and lover. I'm sure you've heard a few or maybe a lot of the composers, and if not the composer, then some of the music from the many different titles in the Final Fantasy series. This game series, Theatrhythm, is a rhythm game that uses the song titles throughout the whole series, or the whole Final Fantasy series. Now, they don't really include every single song, but you'll find mainly the battle music, or like the field music, town music, and basically the important songs in each title. So not only do you get to listen to the music, but also try your best not to kill your fingers too. Rhythm games are honestly pretty fun to play, and the best part is that it just gets you into the groove. Hear me out. You get to listen to the music you like, whether upbeat or slow, and get to interact with said music in a way that's not your usual, humming or head bobbing, but rather with matching the beats per minute. I still kind of head bob when I play these types of games, but that's beside the point. The interaction part is what really sets out a rhythm game. Whether it be the graphics and even the timing, it just makes everything so satisfying. The main goal of this game, or most of the time the series, is that you play through the different titles of Final Fantasy series, of the titles they give you in the game, and then you gain Rhythmia that would power up the Crystal of Light. Basically speaking, you play Final Fantasy music, you get scores and points, said scores and points become Rhythmia, and you power up the crystal. This was like what the usual storyline of all the Theatrhythm games, so yeah. In the end, you basically help Cosmos, who is the good light side, defeat Chaos, who's the bad darkness side, with the power of music. Yeah, that's basically it. Now let's talk about the demo in question. The trailer, I believe, came out in a late Nintendo Direct last year and is scheduled to come in on the 16th of February. It is now the 24th of February. We don't talk about this. And it's supposed to come out on the PS4 and Switch. And when I first found that out, I was a jumping jelly bean of happiness, When I got to actually play the demo, I was planning on playing it on my Switch, like to stream it, which you guys will see in a few. I think you guys are already watching it right now, but yeah. I wanted to stream it on my Switch, but there were some issues with the aux cord, so I had to play it on my PS4. By the way, I'm not gonna lie, oh my gosh, I would not recommend playing it on a PS4 unless if you're like eye level with your screen. Oh my gosh, I felt like I was on those little spinny carnival things at the end because my eyes were all over the place trying to hit the notes. By the time I finished streaming, I felt so dizzy, so I would not recommend. What do I know? I still recommend doing it on a Switch. With that being said, we shall now head into my playthrough of the game as quick as I can. Okay, now I can definitely say I kind of fangirled over the chibis and the opening cutscene, and you know why? Let me tell you why. Because it was so cute and adorable. Bro, even Chaos, freaking Monster's Being, was adorable. It was so stubby and cute, like, come on, man, that's cute. Anyway, the opening, I think, represented the game very well. It had a lot to unpack in a short time, but you could see the characters that you could play, how the gameplay looked, and even just the overall scene was nice. My favorite part was how the small little warrior of light was marching in with a trumpet. It was adorable. I love it. I'm just kind of happy that they kept the whole chibi-fied version of the cast. I mean, like, look at the villains. I mean, they're so small and cute. Like, I'm gonna try and play my reactions here to show you that I was going crazy. After the opening, the demo explains the different music battle that will be included in the game. There were obviously some limits since it's a demo, but so far the tutorials were good. The demo gave you some music from Final Fantasy 2, 5, 7, 13, 15, and 14. I started with good old 15 and worked my way around the given titles. Each song was actually very fun to play. Even though I haven't played 14, 5, or 2, it was cool hearing the soundtracks again, because I usually listen to like random Final Fantasy music. It just pops up on my Spotify and I'm like, hey, this thing actually kind of slaps. Anyway, basically once you get the melody down, it gets easier and more catchier to play. The limits of the demo are that you can level up your party up to level 30, I believe, and then gain up to 2000 rhythmia. You can always go back and get better, especially since they'll transfer your data over from the demo to the real game, so you can always like have fun in the demo, go crazy, go wild, go nuts. After I had beat all the titles, I went back in to play a few battles to up my score on my favorite songs. By doing this, I was also able to level up my main characters that I used, which was the Choco Bros, obviously. I was even able to play Shiva as my summon and use skills that came in clutch at good old times. After the series titles were played through, all of them actually, I went ahead to the music stages where I could play the songs individually. My friends, here is where I wanted to properly, as I say, break my fingers on a rhythm game. That phrase I said was a mistake and a half, bro. So thing was, I played mainly on expert before I got to the music stages, but then I wanted to see if my fingers could, like, handle the speed and all that. I was severely humbled really fast. I wanted to take it up a notch and did a few ultimates, and my golly, all of them are insane. I think I got through one song on ultimate, and that was honestly just barely. After a painful, run through of all the ultimates on all the songs, I closed things off for the stream by heading into the museum section where I was able to see how the collection, the music player, and challenges would look like. It actually kind of reminded me a lot of how the Kingdom Hearts Melodies of Memory. I'm sorry. After that was basically the end of the stream and therefore the end of my playthrough spiel. We now enter my next part, basically what made me over the moon, or aka giddy. Now, I know that this is just a simple rhythm game, but this game also has a special place in my heart. Like, I used to play one of the Theatrhythm games in high school. I remember sitting in the lobby waiting for the school bell to ring and then just losing it over One Winged Angel from Final Fantasy 7 and the final boss music from Final Fantasy 10. But yes, I may be a bit biased, and also since it is a rhythm game, the main highlight is literally honestly the music you interact with as part of the games. But there's a few things in the demo that I found nice, and I'm going to tell you all about it. First thing is the main style of the game. So it has that type of style from Fire Emblem Heroes where they make their character sprites and attach what I think is a frame or skeleton in the character art when animating. So when it comes to making them move, it wouldn't look all static. So like their arms move, their legs move, all that stuff. In both games, Fire Emblem Heroes and Theatrhythm, they use this mechanic, and I personally like it since I usually see chibis in a more static, like they don't move, but in these two games they do. So it's nice and expressive. I like it. Another thing is the map setup compared to the last game I played, which, after looking it up, was Curtain Call. Theatrhythm Curtain Call. I can only really do a comparison between the version I played, which was, like I said, Curtain Call. And so with that being said, in Curtain Call, it had a simple 2D linear type of progression, whereas in the demo we get more like a zoom in type of thing, like at the end of the tunnel type of zoom in. So what I mean by that is that it looks more 3D since the game camera moves in forward on the Z-axis, if that doesn't sound too technical for you guys. Comparing that to Curtain Call, which was like a scroll, oh my gosh, I can't speak, which was like a scroll type of progression, it's a lot more, I don't know, I like it that way because it kind of gives that feel of depth, and since it uses 2D artwork, it looks real cool, to see a change of style. Also, like in the demo, if you look a bit further down, you can kind of see what you'll be up against next. So like it might be an enemy from that title series, or you might be lucky and it might be a treasure chest. It's like a nice little peekaboo, if you know what I mean. Oh man, I hope that ramble made sense. Next, now I think you guys heard me shrieking about the opening, but yes, that I can honestly say may have been the favorite part of of the demo. Not only did the characters make me gush and scream and cry and happy, but it was the way, honestly, the whole scene was choreographed. From the jazz version of the main Final Fantasy theme, to the running of the Warrior of Light with the trumpet, and then even the matchups that popped up that matched with the music for some titles, like, Arden and Noctis and his crew, I think. It was really fast-paced. I don't know if that happened, but I feel like it happened, so it did happen. Yeah. I don't know, it felt like a whole music video, which it basically was. I mainly liked how some characters moved around with their arms and legs, and some just popped up like a bubble. I don't know, I think it's even way different from the previous openings as well, because it just gives you that feel of like, look at all this we have in store for you. My last thing that I liked was the field battle music mechanic. Now, hear me out once again. In Curtain Call, it is basically the same as the demo, but I noticed one thing. In the demo, I think that there's a bit of extra help when it comes to the long green notes. Thing is, I'm not sure they did this in Curtain Call or not, and I think they did, but I just probably never noticed. That's the one part or the one mode that I always had troubles with in Curtain Call, because it was on a DS at the time. So you could either use the analog stick and control the green note, or you can use your stylus, hold it, go up and down, all that stuff. And the issue with that is the stylus is small. My hands are cramping holding the stylus to make sure I don't lose my note and lose my chain, therefore lose my score, therefore lose my happiness. It was actually kind of hard using the stylus at the time because sometimes it wouldn't register and I would lose a whole chain, and it was just so sad. But in the demo, there's actually a little bit of an assist that helps you with that, so I think that it'll make it a lot more easier for me to control how the notes will be. It may not be a big thing, but to me, oh my gosh, it is. Okay, now let's head on to what made me anticipated and excited for the game. So, the opening. Sorry, I gotta bring it up again. I actually noticed one thing that I was actually kind of crazy about was the Moogle. In the opening, you get an idea that your lovely Moogle companion can change outfits. Man, I love Moogles, man. They're so fluffy and they float, and sometimes the one that can actually talk to you, they're very sassy, and I love it. Well, basically, after playing through the demo and going through the editing party menu, it looks like you can change their outfits. I don't know how exactly you can get the outfits. I'm thinking probably is going to be, rewards and challenges is the only way you're going to unlock them. I'm just imagining a Santa-themed Moogle, or maybe even a Tomberry Moogle. I want to see this. Next anticipation is the DLCs. Well, the demo, I think for every song, for every 2 or 3 songs I played, their own ads for promoting the full game popped up every time. And one of the ads was DLCs. I was actually surprised when I heard that there were DLCs. I didn't think they would include other games as well inside of it. I mean, I just thought that they would include more songs from like the actual Final Fantasy series. I'm not hating on it. I actually kind of like it because not only does it give you a break from Final Fantasy, but it also gives you the chance to venture into what other games have been created and hear what they have to offer. My favorite DLC that I'm looking at right now is the Nier edition. I am a sucker for Nier, and it has me in a death grip that I will embrace fully. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that the most. I mean, the other titles that they have or they included in the DLCs is the Saga series, The World Ends With You, Octopath Traveler, and a lot more actually. I want to see if I can buy them later on after I buy the original game. The third thing is the cinematic scenes. So you know how in most games when you get to a critical moment, you may get, handed an animated scene with emotion and action. In Curtain Call, well, the one that I played, you can play the songs that have been played in those scenes, or maybe a song will just have that animated scene attached to it. Now, the reason why I'm happy about that is because I get to see a change in quality, maybe. The screen on the DS I had before was not the best. So when I played it, I feel like I was missing a little bit out on like the quality wise. Now that it's coming on a Switch, the main thing, bro, I get to see Sephiroth in beautiful quality. You cannot tell me otherwise. Thank you. Anywho, next is the online battles. I'm gonna bring it up again. Kingdom Hearts Melodies of Memory? Yeah, that game also did the same thing, and I actually quite liked it. It's more like I know my song, do you know your song? And I can play against people. I won't feel so left out. It actually gives you more to really look forward to. So I like it. Difficulty challenges, it's a definite plus. Next are the parts that I'm curious about, which was basically 2 things only. So I'm almost done, I promise. I was just wondering if maybe they'll change any of the list of the songs from the previous Theatrhythm games. Cause, actually I'm pretty sure they will, but some songs may be the same, but I don't know, who knows. They may change the whole lineup or add more, maybe. I'm actually looking forward to it. Cause some songs are the ones they put in most of the time, but then they add randoms. Another thing I'm also wondering about is how the main story will go. It might be the same, it might not, but I have a feeling it might be the same. I'm not hating on it, but we'll see. And then one last thing. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. One last thing was the season pass. I think I saw somewhere where it said that they may have a season pass. I don't think I've participated in a game where they have season passes. Maybe I have and I never used it or never noticed it. I'm kind of slow like that. I apologize. I'm thinking it might do a rotation of songs. That might be what this is. We'll see. Hey, it's the first time for everything. Okay, I think I've talked your heads off for a while, but one more point. So, I bet you're wondering, it's still just a rhythm game. It's not any better than any app on my phone or whatever. And yes, you are correct, but this comes with so much more. As a fan of the series, the story isn't the only thing that keeps its fans in a death grip, it's the music as well. Throughout the series, music most of the time made an atmosphere and created emotion. For this game, not only do you get to interact with said music, but also with the characters and maybe even their stories. You can also meet their villains and their monsters all while playing music and fighting alongside them like a composer. I also see rhythm games as a challenge as well, so it's not always just that boring. See, the reason why I like rhythm games is because you're essentially trying to match with the song and vibe with it. Playing each song and trying to hit the notes on the time to get the highest score is kind of like a arcade game. And then comes the satisfaction of getting a great score with sore fingers as a reward. I don't know about you guys, but it's just the thrill of getting into the music and losing yourself in it, and then seeing your score rise higher and higher and higher. Yo, with the ultimates in this game, bro, they cranked up the difficulty, man, compared to Curtain Call. My fingers are gonna hurt, but that's probably gonna be my medal of honor. Now I'm done. This game really does make me happy though. I expect to have trouble drawing since my thumbs might be out of commission with how much I'll be playing. it means a lot to me too. The music in like the whole Final Fantasy series is honestly just really beautiful and emotional, and all of the love and warmth type of emotions and whatnot. But anyway, please give it a try if you're even curious. The demo's been out for a while because, you know, the game came out last week. Like I said, we don't talk about it. So it doesn't hurt to try. But yes, thank you guys for hearing my ramble again. So the propaganda for today is play the demo, like it, and buy the game. Thanks for stopping by, y'all. I love you guys. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah. I don't want to do the actual kisses because I might like pop my mic. So love ya. Bye bye.